Education is a very important aspect of life, and the best study habits give you the success you want in your education. With the wrong approach to studying, it can be really hard to get the results you desire. You will study relentlessly but still see no improvement and wonder what you are doing wrong. I'm going to tell you something that makes the difference between an average student and an outstanding student. The average student studies hard, always pushing to be the best, but an outstanding student, they study smartly. It is your chance to make that decision. My name is Redeemer Gordo, and I will show you a study technique that has the potential of making you an outstanding student. First and foremost, before you begin studying, you need to make sure you are in a state of mental and physical readiness. One thing to do is to maintain a good sleep hygiene. According to research, the body needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Also, don't forget to eat proper diet. Again, research has proven that the brain uses more energy in the body than other organs to carry out its complex functions. Studying is one of them. As you are about to start studying, you also need to try as much as possible to create the most favorable environment for yourself. You must get rid of all potential distractors, for example your mobile phone, and employ self-discipline. As that is settled, let's now delve into the strategy that will give you success. The strategy I'll be talking about is widely known as the SQ3R study strategy. It was developed by an American educator and psychologist, Francis Robinson. The name SQ3R is an acronym that stands for Survey, Question, Read, Recite, and Review. This is a study strategy for actively engaging with and understanding written materials. Using this strategy to study, the first thing you need to do when you want to study is to survey. You must skim the material to get an overview of what it covers and to identify the main ideas, looking at headings, subheadings, illustrations, captions, and the first and last sentence of each paragraph. You should also take note of any new or unfamiliar words or concepts, as well as any keywords or phrases that seem to be particularly important. Also look for summaries, conclusions, or review questions at the end of the reading. The reason behind the survey stage is to help you identify the main ideas and key points of the material and to create a sense of familiarity with the material before you begin reading in depth. This way, you'll be able to focus your attention and efforts on the most important information, and you're able to better understand the material as you read. After going through the survey stage and finding the main ideas of the material you want to study, you now come to the question stage. Now, you need to come up with questions about the material based on the main ideas and what you want to learn from the study material. This will help you to be able to actively engage with the material and focus on the most important information when you begin to read. You can ask yourself questions like, what are the main ideas or key points of the material? What is the purpose or goal of the material? What questions or problem does the material address? What new information or concept does the material introduce? How does the material relate to other information or concepts you already know? It is important to know that the questions you generated should be open-ended and thought-provoking rather than simple recall questions. This will help you to better understand the material and make connections between different pieces of information. Now that you have the major questions ready, you can now move to the reading stage. Read the material carefully, paying attention to the main ideas and answering the questions you have formulated. Place focus on reading actively and critically rather than passively, and take notes as needed. Don't rely on reading just once, make it intense. You can read the material multiple times if necessary to ensure understanding. I recommend reading 3 times. The first read should be focused on understanding the main ideas. The second read should be focused on understanding the details, and the third read should be focused on understanding the connections and how the material relates to other information. We now move to the recite stage. Here, try to explain the main ideas and answer the questions you have formulated. You can do this either in your own words or by summarizing the material. This step helps you to reinforce your understanding of the material and make it a lot easier to recall the information. During this stage, you can recite the main ideas and key points of the material, either out loud or in your head, or you can write a summary of the material. It works best if you combine them. You can also answer the questions you generated in the previous step, either in writing or out loud. It is important to note that during this stage, you should focus on understanding the material and not just memorizing it. You should be able to explain the material in your own words, and you should be able to make connections between different pieces of information. For the last stage in the strategy, you have to review the material, making sure you understand it and remember the main ideas. This step helps you to solidify your understanding of the material and to retain the information over time. During this stage, you can review your notes, summaries, and answer the questions you have generated in the previous steps. You can also reread the material with your focus on the main ideas and key points. One good practice here is to try and use the information in different ways, such as discussing it with someone else, teaching it to someone else, or using it to solve a problem or answer a question. This will help you to better understand the material and remember it over time. With that said, the SQ3R is an active reading technique that helps in better comprehension and recall of the material. It is considered an effective study technique for students of all levels. Along with applying the SQ3R technique in your study, you should also use mnemonics. Mnemonics are memory aids that will help you to remember information such as list of words, facts, or procedures. SQ3R, as we spoke about, is a great example of a mnemonic for remembering the stages of the study technique. One free piece of advice is to not pile up notes and wait for exams or other assessments to study them, as this can be stressful and also reduces the effectiveness of the SQ3R technique. I hope to hear your success stories soon. You can leave your comments in the comment section. I wish you all the best.